All right, we're out at the home of John and Rhonda Huron. I met with them, gosh, probably a couple years ago, and they've shown up at a couple of our breakfasts, and we've reevaluated the project maybe a couple times during that time period. But the good news, we're finally getting things going for them, and they're excited / nervous / anxious about getting this going. But great people, going to be fun to work for, and the house is just going to look beautiful. It's desperately in need of getting the siding done, so it's just going to be a great opportunity for some transformation and certainly fixing the problems they have now with the birds and the squirrels and everything setting up shop inside the walls. We are going to do a full siding replacement, doing a full tear off. We're going to sheathe all the walls with a 7/16 inch OSB, seam tape, flashing, Tyvek of course, on the underlayment, and then we're going to go back with an 8 1/4 cedar mill select excuse me, everywhere. So we're going to get rid of some of the chevron and the vertical pattern, and go to a much more modern, updated horizontal pattern. All the trim will be Hardie 1x4. We are going to do a fascia replacement, and we're also tearing off drip edge and metal drip cap and doing a drip edge replacement with 1x2 Hardie. So that's kind of our scope of work. We talked a lot about the roofing, and you know, there's really no way for us to do an overlay based on the condition of some of this fascia. It's curling and rotting pretty bad, and it's a 3/4 inch fascia, so it just makes sense to excuse me, to do a full replacement, and that's what we're doing. So I put this in the job notes, but whoops, the color console is going to be very important, so we need to make sure we take the time to walk them through that, really give them an opportunity to decide what colors they like, and that color consult that we do should more than help out with that. But we just need to know that's very sensitive. They really want to make sure that they get the colors right. So we're going to start over here on the garage side of the home. Of course, all this gable above, you can see just holes, some critters and things like that. That gable above will be Hardie. That gable vent that you can see right here, we're going to retrim that in the Hardie 1x4. Same thing with the vent and any window or penetration doors. We have a couple doors on the back. All of that will be trimmed in a Hardie 1x4. The garage door, we're going to do some minor repair there and then wrap the garage door frame in Hardie. But you can see here's a good example. Just see how that fascia is curling. I mean, there's just no way to do an overlay. And it is a 3/4. So we'll just replace that, put up a new Hardie fascia, put up a new drip board, and we will be good to go. And it's going to look a heck of a lot cleaner now than seeing this nasty galvanized kind of staring at us. So, but here, you know, here's just an indication. See the you know, up above that gable vent, just squirrel, bird, whatever. We got several of those, you know, around the house. So that's really the problem that we're solving right here. Okay, so going on again up here, up top, we'll do all the flashing necessary there at the roof line. We got a lot of areas. We got quite a few rake walls where the siding wall dies into the shingle line, the roof line. So that'll all be flashed accordingly, and will be all weather tight. So we won't have any issues there, but we do have quite a bit of that. This little guy here just needs to be faced. So the garage windows, that trim just needs to be faced with the Hardie trim. Other windows are primarily in brick. We got some capping, some aprons in the back above the windows and doors, and we'll address that. Above here you can see these are two of the rake walls that we have, right up in here and right up in there. So you can kind of see, and then that of course extends, that little valley extends over to the back of the house too. So we'll go look back there now. Let's see, we talked about color consult. So here you can see, over here we're definitely going to need, and I already accounted for this, especially right here, it's probably about 10 to 12 feet. That base plate that's sitting on top of the brick is rotted, just from the siding being in such a deteriorated state. So we're gonna have to do some replacement of that, and like I said, that's already accounted for in the job. But again, just up here, you can see just holes and This is a full tear off. One thing I did want to mention, based on the tear off and what we see in the wall cavity, they may elect to do sidewall insulation. Okay, sidewall insulation, however, is not included in what I price because I don't know what we need. So once we do the full tear off, we'll determine, okay, is it the whole house, is it a wall, is it, you know, whatever, and then we will price that for them. They will purchase the insulation, and we will just be looking at a labor charge of some amount based on what we see and based on how much insulation needs to go in. So that's what you can see over here. Again, on the soffit, we're just doing basically, you know, kind of repainting, sealing of the soffit. We're not doing a soffit replacement with Hardie. So here you can see the capping. Here you can see the base plate. You may not be able to pick it up in the video, but it's clearly obvious that the base plate is rotted. And then just some capping over the windows. See that and that. So that will all be Hardie, of course, too. On this back porch railing, I'm gonna go back here and do a. They do have a small little Chihuahua. It's the friendliest thing in the world, unless John or Rondi are not holding it, and then it's not so friendly. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure they'll have them locked up. This porch railing, John is going to actually rebuild this, and we're just going to paint it. So we will be painting this porch railing. We'll be painting these 2 exterior doors, 1, 2, and then a 3rd laundry room door over here. All this siding up in here, the sidewall siding here, and then a small triangle there, will all be Hardie plank. The porch ceiling you can see up there, we will paint, and we will retrim these doors in the Hardie 1x4. And like I said, paint the doors, paint the porch railing that John will actually replace. One thing is important, they have some pretty lousy diverter flashing up there on either side of the chimney right here. It's more at about a 90, so I think it's trapping water, and the water's then running down the brick, as you can see right here. So I told him we can throw some, we'll being that we're gonna have the brake press and everything out here, we'll go ahead and just reconstruct some better diverter flashing for him and throw it up there at the time of doing our drip edge and fascia. As you can see above, again, a couple more of those rake walls. Let's see, can I get over here? See those guys? And again, you know, get some chew marks and just all kinds of, there's been some patchwork to go up on in this corner. You can see that up there. But all these windows, these 3 here, and then these clear story windows back behind the chimney up top there, all that trim work up here will be done in the Hardie material. So they don't have to worry about with that rotting, especially so close to the roof line. Again, on these windows, all 3 of the windows, you can see that apron, that capping up there, that will all become Hardie plank. Gutter, there's probably 60 feet of gutter, 50 feet of gutter on the house now. That's trash. That's coming down. We'll dispose of that and get rid of it. All the electricals on brick, and this door John is going to replace, and this will be another door that we paint for them. You can see a better view of those rake walls up there. So that's coming right over to here, basically where you can see where we started. This is the garage side. There's a bird right there kind of looking to make his way in, I think. So that's what we got. It's going to be a very straightforward project. Like I said, they're really awesome folks. They're going to be fun to work with, and it's going to be a massive transformation when it's all said and done. So John, Rondi, really look forward to coming back out here when we're done and just seeing the final product. I know you guys are going to be thrilled with it, and we really look forward to the opportunity, especially after all this time, to work with you and get to take care of you guys in your home. So thanks for the trust and confidence, and as always, if there's anything you need, please let me know. Thanks, guys.